Ladies and gentlemen, was Raila Amolo Odinga chased from Juba? Was he forced to leave Juba? Raila Amolo Odinga had gone to Juba to try to de-escalate and reconcile the president of South Sudan, Salva Kiir Mayardit, and his first vice president, Riek Machar. Ladies and gentlemen, Raila was even denied the chance of meeting Riek Machar. The president told him, there is no way you can meet this man. Riek Machar is being accused of the death of a military general and other 10 soldiers. So he has been arrested together with his wife and a number of Kenyans. Ladies and gentlemen, South Sudan is on a knife edge. South Sudan is on the jaws of doom. Before I give a critical analysis here of why actually Raila Amolo Odinga could not believe his ears when he was told he could not meet the first vice president, I want you to listen to what Raila said here when he arrived in Kenya, when he was denied that chance.
Okay, we're ready.
Yeah, we are ready. Okay.
Well, as I said yesterday, I went to Juba, South Sudan, as an envoy of IGAD. President Ruto had spoken to President Museveni of Uganda, Prime Minister Abiy of Ethiopia, and President Omar Gele of Djibouti. This is because of the deteriorating security situation in South Sudan. So I went to Juba and had a meeting with the President Salva Kiir of the South Sudan in its office. You know that recently the past Vice President, Mr. Riek Machar, has been put under house arrest. Him and his wife and a number of other people. This is what concerned the leadership in the region. The situation in South Sudan is explosive and can explode any time. So I had a lengthy discussion with President Kiir, who told me about challenges they're facing, that there was a killing of a general and about 10 other people in the town of Nasir in the Upper Nile, and this is what they're actually investigating. And because of this, he said that Vice President Dr. Riek Machar had been placed under house arrest as they continue with their investigations. From Juba, I asked to be allowed to talk to Dr. Machar, but they were not able to allow me to see him. They recommended that I meet with President Museveni. So from Juba, I went to Entebbe and had a meeting with President Museveni. I reported to him what I had found in South Sudan, and after lengthy discussions, he said he was going to get in touch with President Kiir. So we agreed that I would go back to Juba later. So I've come back here, and I just want to say that it is a work in progress. I'm going to make a report to President Ruto and Prime Minister Abiy and President Gele of my findings in South Sudan. the situation.
So if you are joining this channel for the first time, this is Gashi Skyman, and if you have been watching the video and you have not subscribed, please take a second and subscribe. And for our viewers, I ask you one thing, just a thumbs up, and maybe you can also comment and let me know where you're watching this video from. So why was Raila Amolo Odinga denied the chance? You need to understand the history of the youngest nation in Africa, that is South Sudan. Ladies and gentlemen, on July 30th, 2005, John Garang, who was the leader of SPLA, the Sudanese People Liberation Army, had gone to meet Kaguta Museveni, and he was going back to Sudan in a Ugandan chopper, and the man crashed, the helicopter crashed in Sudanese forest, the mountains. That is where it crashed. And although many people attributed that crash to the bad weather, Garang supporters, who are also actually Silver Kill supporters, did not believe. They attributed this to foul play, and they had asked many questions. Today, they have never been satisfied that the first vice president of Sudan, because he was the vice president of Sudan, that because Sudan had not South Sudan had not broken away from Sudan. That time, up to today, the supporters of the Silver Kill and John Garang have never trusted Museveni. And that is why you see, after Raila left South Sudan, Juba, he went straight to meet Museveni before even coming to Kenya. So there's that issue of mistrust between Uganda and South Sudan. So that history of John Garang could have played a very major role, and Raila was seen to be the agent of Museveni. Number two, in my view, I think Silver Kill Mayadit. According to him, Raila is too junior an officer. Remember, Raila is not an elected leader. Raila is just a citizen like me and you. Raila is a former citizen, a former prime minister, that is. But it were better if William Samoei Ruto had approached somebody like Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka with the diplomatic credentials. And because Kalonzo understood the crisis very well, the problem of Sudan, because he was actually the mediator, and he understood this history, it were better. Again, it were better if William Samoei Ruto and Museveni had chosen somebody like the former president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So I think, according to Silver Kill, Raila is too junior to convince him to actually release Riek Machar, or even allow him to go and see him. Number two, in my view, is that Silver Kill does not trust William Samoei Ruto. He doesn't. Because you see, William Samoei Ruto has been entangling himself with the politics of the neighbors, the internal affairs of the neighboring countries. Remember, William Samoei Ruto had been supporting a labor group in Sudan, and this guy is it MRF? They have been meeting in Nairobi, KICC, with the blessings of the government, and the government seems to be supporting labor movements. So the fact that South Sudan and Sudan are brothers, and when you look at it, they have a very close history. And when you look at it now, you realize that if William Samoei Ruto is actually supporting a labor movement in Sudan, what will stop him from even supporting Riek Machar? So there's that suspicion, that mistrust of William Samoei Ruto. Again, when you look at Raila, you see, according to maybe the perception of Silver Kill, Raila populist politics could have played a major role. Remember, Raila lost the African Union chairperson position. He lost it to Muhammad Yusuf Asijui Ali of Djibouti. And now that he was trying to overshadow him, because if you ask me, he was trying to steal the show. If you ask me, it were better if the African Union sent a special envoy, maybe appoint somebody like the chairperson of the African Union Commission. That's the person to said. So if Raila was bringing his populist politics to South Sudan, then you can see why he was not allowed to see Riek Machar. The other thing is that I think, according to Silver Kill, because there's no way he can deny him to even to talk to him, I think Riek Machar understand very clearly that Raila does not understand the problem at hand. Raila seems to be favoring Riek Machar, and Raila has a history of actually favoring such leaders who are at loggerheads with governments. And because he is the president and he understands this, and maybe even his intelligence had actually informed him that Raila's politics are going to play in South Sudan and is maybe likely to divide the people of South Sudan, then the government could have found it good and advisable and denied Raila Amolo Odinga that chance of bringing politics of the African Union in South Sudan. Because you see, maybe Raila wanted to show the people of Africa, even if you deny the chance, you see, I'm still a diplomat. See, I can do it. Because when you look at it, William Samoei Ruto failed by sending Raila Amolo Odinga because Raila Amolo Odinga was not the right person to say it. Again, when you look at these people, you realize that they are taking it so casually. The issue at hand in South Sudan is so grave, but when you look at the government, East African countries, they are taking this issue very, very lightly. And I think it's high time that East African heads of state realize that this is a grave matter. Sio mambo ya siasa, sio mambo ya nini. Otherwise, guys, thank you for watching. And if you have watched this video up to this time, know that I'm very, very grateful. And please, again, like the video. Have a blessed Sunday. Till next time. Bye-bye.